Welcome back to the Daily Dean. So before we get into this one, I just want to point out tomorrow, December 20th, is going to be a live Daily Dean via Zoom meeting. It'll start at 12. I'll put the link down below, and you should totally check it out. If you're in my personal class, I'll be sending emails as well. So check that as well. So now I want to welcome one of my friends, Max, who is going to be here discussing cursing with me and himself. So say hello, Max.
Hi everybody, Max here. Thanks Dean for having me on. I'm really excited to be here.
Of course.
I've been wanting to be on here for a while now, so I'm glad that today's the day.
It is. We've been delaying this for a while. We've had this topic in mind, but let's talk about it. Cursing, right? So I'll start first, I'll start first. Cursing, right? I want to actually discuss cursing versus swearing. Swearing has like a religious connotation, right? You swear to a god, you swear allegiance to, a church or something like that, right? But cursing, I think personally, is the more apt way of defining it, or is the more apt way of calling it. Cursing is when you're angry or you say something out of spite or emotion or something else related to that I think differentiates swearing, allegiance or to something, to God, and cursing to God. Gosh darn it, fiddly freaking jerk face, other things like that. When you call somebody a jerk face, which is a curse in my book, then you are technically, cursing somebody and not swearing to them. So that's my definition of cursing. What is yours, Max?
Yeah, so I'll get started. So I'd have a little bit of a different take. I think swearing, it's similar to yours in a bit, but I think swearing is definitely more religious oriented. It definitely has more to do with, the church, religion around the world. Like Dean was saying, swear to God, they're religious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cursing, on the other hand, in my books, is just having very strong emotions, or sort of just using words to express a very strong emotion.
Right. Now, secondly, going off of that, do you think there are certain words that count as cursing and don't? For example, urinating, but pee, right? So I'll give my take. If you're watching this on speakers, I guess turn it down, because if you think that the word piss is a curse, I'm sorry. So I think that, if you say I have to take a piss or something like that, that doesn't technically count as cursing, right? If you tell somebody to pee off, that is cursing. And that's where I draw the line and where I got that distinction from, right? Telling somebody to pee off, right? That is you explicitly expressing your emotions towards that person. That is different than saying, you have to urinate, or you have to pee, or you have to use the bathroom, or you have to piss, right? So, Max, what's your take on that?
No, I definitely agree with you there. I think it definitely depends on the context of the situation. If you are, using it in a ill man, trying to be mean to someone, then yeah, that's kind of that's not good.
This brings up that point that you talked about. If you're very severe, like if you're very emotional about your peeing, like holy crap, I have to piss right now. If you say it like that, does it count as cursing then, because you're expressing very strong emotions? Food for thought. Food for thought.
By my definition, yeah, it would.
But it's kind of, it's still, I guess technically, context. That brings up the third topic I wanted to go over. If you are cursing excessively in front of other people, right, is that really cursing to the same degree? Or is it technically bad cursing, right? If you curse a lot in front of another person, right, and you're excessively swearing, cursing, whatever, right, interchangeable at this point, is it, too much? Where is too much? How do you draw the line? I just hinted at my stance on that, but you go ahead.
Okay. I think it definitely depends on where the other person draws the line, because what one person may consider excessive cursing may definitely not be what another person considers excessive cursing. Some people will say, hey, don't swear in front of my kid, anything that might be bad, Others don't really care.
Yeah. So it depends on the context or your audience. This goes back to that other video, I think it was like 2 days ago, the one where I was ranting angrily. Know your freaking audience, bro. I was just watching it. That's a quote. It's like, if you're going to be making insensitive jokes to other people, like, know who you're going to be hurting, or know who is hearing your joke, or who is hearing your opinion. Because if you make other people uncomfortable, kind of a mean move. You're kind of a bully if you curse like that on purpose after they tell you. So hot take, right?
Absolutely.
Wow, who knew that making other people uncomfortable made you a bully, right?
What a
So
surprise. Maybe we should let society know about this, dude.
right. So now related to that, fourth topic, fourth tangent. How would you consider how cursing in front of other children? Do you think like if a parent condones cursing in front of their kids, are they justified? You know, should we care about other kids hearing cursing, or you know, their parent letting them curse, or cursing in front of them, so on and so forth?
Ooh, that's a good question, Dean. I think that again, it depends on the situation because what if that kid grows up and doesn't learn the limits of cursing? Because there are limits to cursing. That's what I think. There are limits, and if you curse in front
Formally
of
in
a
a
child and you
meeting.
don't teach.
Yeah, sorry, keep
Sorry.
going.
No. I was just finishing up. I was just saying there are limits on cursing, and if you don't teach a child the limits and you just go off and on and you keep cursing in front of them without any boundaries, they'll do the same and they won't understand how to properly limit themselves.
That's right. How do you think about like parents? Do you well, actually that pretty much encompasses it. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with that sentiment. Right. If you know, this actually relates to dress codes and other things. Now that's a whole different topic about how
It
like
does.
dress codes can be targeted to other like women specifically, but related to it. If I remember one argument for it was because you're not always going to be able to wear like sandals and a flip flop to a business meeting. So understanding what is formal, what is acceptable wear, and what isn't is you know, something to consider in justifying a dress code. And I thought that's interesting, and you just reminded me of it, right? How are we going to be able to communicate boundaries with other people, and how we see how we boundaries and how we treat other people, or how we communicate with other people when, you know, the situation calls for something, you know, else, right? So I
Yeah,
agree with
that.
that, Max. Now
Mhm.
that was basically all
Yeah,
the
I think.
topics I had in mind. So do you
Yeah.
have anything else to add?
I, no, I mean just cursing is bad in some situations. In other situations, it's okay. Do you think there's a situation where cursing is good?
I think if you stub your toe, but you accidentally, you know, let out a
Oh,
curse, I think that is justified. I think that's justifiable if you know, once again, it goes back to the expressing severe emotions. Nobody is getting hurt, you know,
mhm.
hearing you. Well, I mean, once again, depends on the situation, depends on who you're
Yeah,
with, depends on
unfortunately, yeah.
who you're, you know, interacting with. I would not say that in front of, like, you know, an 8-year-old family member, right? I would feel like that's not my business to be cursing in front of somebody who is far younger than me. But
Mhm.
if you know you do it when you're alone, you're like, "Ow, crap," or you know the more
Oh man,
vulgar
my
version,
toe.
right? Like, "Oh, ack, my toe," right? Exactly. Then I
Yeah.
think it's justifiable. So I would think there are some situations.
Okay. Okay. I definitely think there are some situations as well. That being one of the examples, I think it'd be fine.
So looks like our conversation has ended. That's all for the
Yes.
Daily Dean. Max, I'll let you finish it because I don't have an outro either.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you're enjoying all of Dean's daily videos, because I know I
Oh,
am.
thank
And
you,
just
Max.
make sure you all have a good day. Drink water. Literally stay healthy. Just, yeah. Have, have a
That's
good one.
all. So thank you, everybody. Bye.